One of the things that we did whilst we were in KK was go up to one of the viewpoints. It wasn't a very long activity, but it was quite a nice little chance to have a bit of an overview of the city, and we could see the like the famous Atkinson Clock Tower, which was okay. One of the things to do in KK is to get the boat out to some of the islands that are just literally like 10-15 minutes boat ride away. So we chose Mummy Tick Island, and we chose that island because we read about it online and it said that it was supposed to be really good for snorkeling and also shouldn't be too busy. Got there, and within about 3 minutes we really quickly realised that there are jellyfish in the water. So Jim kind of dived straight in and got like stung quite a few times. He kind of got back out, so that was a shame. So we mostly chilled on the beach instead of went snorkeling. The bit of the beach that we were like just kind of relaxing on, there was a sign that said trail, so we followed it up, and it was actually really cool. But we managed to spot 2 monitor lizards. They were huge, but that 10-15 minute walk left me with about 30 bug bites all over my legs. So although it was fun, definitely not worth it the next day. On the way back, for some reason our boat kind of went from island to island and should have just really headed straight back. But as we were for some reason going to another island, the engine just cut out. And kind of we were like, oh, that's fine, you know, he'll restart again in a second. And then an hour later, with the boat driver and the guy kind of like looking after us, saying nothing, eventually I kind of went to the back and was just like, well, you know, you need to call for help. Like, we can't just sit here forever, like waiting for something to happen. About half an hour later, a guy comes to rescue us, and he's playing Hero by Mariah Carey.
And you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you.
I don't think he realised he was doing this, but it was a great sight because we were happy to be saved, and also his song choice was perfect. We saw a sign for cheese coffee and we kind of like laughed about it and was like, oh, that sounds gross. But I kind of encouraged him to try it because he loves coffee and he also loves cheese. And it turned out to be like his favourite thing ever. He absolutely loved it and got it again the next day as well. So it was weird, but apparently it was nice. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know, but he loved it. We went to the city mosque in KK, and one of the reasons why it's quite cool is that it's absolutely huge. It can fit like thousands of people inside, but also there's a lake just around it, so at night and also kind of during the day you can see its reflection, so it looks like it's kind of floating and it's like mirrored in the water, so that was quite nice. We went to the Filipino market as well whilst we were there. It was really cool actually. At first it was quite intense, like it's not a really big space, so it's quite narrow, and the sheets at the top as well, which are essentially the roof, some of them were really low, so obviously we're quite tall people, so we're kind of crouching through. They had like a fruit and veg section, like fish, and then also like sections where you could buy like food to eat and drink like there. We ended up buying quite a bit of fruit from there that we had for dinner the next day. But yeah, it was really nice to kind of just sort of experience, I guess, what daily life might be like if you lived in Kota Kinabalu. We did an organised tour to go and see some proboscis monkeys and fireflies. So we drove, I think it was for about 2 hours, and we arrived in like kind of an area where there was lots of mangroves, and we went out on a river cruise. The cruise was about an hour and a half, and we saw loads of monkeys, so that was really cool. We saw a couple of them jumping around. It was a little bit too far, unfortunately, to capture on camera, but it was quite nice for us to see in real life, and I had some binoculars so I could kind of get a bit of a better view of them, like by looking at them.
Yeah, in between the
And then we went back, had dinner, and then went back on a second cruise, and that was where we saw the fireflies. They call it like, I think like nature's Christmas tree or something like that. And our tour operator, who was called Selene, he actually like caught one of the fireflies in his hat, and so like we could see what it looked like, and then he like released it after. So that was nice, and it was nice because it was unexpected. I wasn't really thinking it was going to be much, but it turned out to be really cool. So that's it for our time in Kota Kinabalu, and next we are off to Brunei.